Hello. Welcome to the show. My name is Cathryn. I am with Luckez today. I know I'm Hello. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know Brandon is coming back to the show. I know we've been off for a while. We've been gone for just over a month now. We will be back to a regular schedule right away as soon as Brandon moves. He's been moving for the last month and there's been internet issues. So we will be back though, guys. I just want to let you know we are coming back. But today I have Luckez with me and we are going to we're gonna talk to him for a while. He's also going to be helping me with readings today. This is going to be so much fun. I'm just wondering if this has started. Just a second. Sorry. Hang on a second.
I checked already. It's going.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Perfect. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Luckez, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell me about how did you get started doing readings and how long have you been doing readings for?
I've been doing readings professionally for 5 years. I took Reiki training in 2012, 2 different times, levels 1, 2, and 3 with 2 different masters. And it was in between the 2 masters that I kind of started getting a lot of my psychic gifts started coming in. And it was gifts I had when I was a kid before puberty that when they came back online, I was like, oh yeah, I remember seeing these things. I remember hearing these things. The psychic reading thing actually was a complete fluke. I was at a friend's house and they were talking about a relationship thing. And I made some comment, oh yeah, give it 2 weeks. It's just going to go away. And he goes, you really should be a psychic. And I said, what do you mean? He's like, well, you always know what's going to happen. And I said, no, I can see what is building, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. And he goes, that's all psychics are doing. And I got on, I went audition for an over the phone job.
Okay. And like then with a chat line or something? It
was a chat line. Yes. Okay. And then about 3 or 4 months later, I ran into an old friend who I had known for over 15 years, who was running the Holistic Fair in Fort Worth, and goes, how are you doing? What's going on? And I was just randomly telling him, not even knowing he was at the Holistic Fair. And he goes, oh, you should come read. You should come read for us. And I started doing that. And so now I work for a different company and I bring people into my house. And I've been very fortunate and blessed. And I never would have thought I'd been here. You asked me 5, 6, 7 years ago, if they told me this was going to happen to me, I would have been like, you're a liar, you're crazy. And so this is not part of the plan. And then things show up along the way like crystals and, oil and everything else. It's just become a journey, a spiritual journey for myself. And so, yes, Luckez is here.
So when you were a kid, you also had this?
I had a lot of visions when I was a kid. Especially at night, seeing bubbles and apparitions, you could call them. I would also see like tunnels of energy coming out of people as they would travel. And as a kid, I was always the person in my family that was the go-to talk to him about it. Like adults, kids, everyone came to me and was like, this is happening. And I would go, oh, it's fine. She's just mad because this happened. It'll be fine tomorrow. Again, giving predictions that weren't predictions. They were just me going, this is kind of common sense because I'm paying attention. And so, I really do look at this whole thing as really, if you pay attention, the messages are always there, and so, but the kid thing, I think puberty really changed a lot for me. When I went through puberty and my sex drive came on, my prerogative became different for like a whole decade. And I think that's what shifted me out of that was I was exploring my body in more ways than we should say on a show.
Right.
And so now I'm back online or coming back online. I'm not really sure. We'll figure it out.
So how do you receive messages? Because I know like with me, so, with the viewers, I think they more than know me by now, but with me, it comes like, I don't even know exactly how it comes. It comes like so many different ways, right? Like I'll get visions, I channel, sometimes I hear things, you know, it can be a variety of different ways. Is there anything that works specifically for you?
As a Reiki master, you know, when a client first shows up, there's a shift in my own energy. Something changes. And I immediately go to that chakra center and I think to myself, what's changed about this? What do I know about the chakras that would make this change happen in somebody else? And I kind of start talking about those things first, generally. And that kind of opens the doorway. And once that doorway of energy is being shared, claircognizance is probably my biggest gift, you know, because it's hard to explain. I don't hear words. I don't have visions, but I know they're there. I know what the words are, but I'm not hearing them. So when people describe clairaudience or clairvoyance, I'm always like, you know, I know I'm seeing an image because my brain is telling me that I'm seeing water between the two of you. It's a waterfall. It's slowly freezing. Y'all's relationship, there's no communication happening right now. Like, we need to melt this water, bring some fire back in. It's always like but it's claircognizance. But most of it's through my energy system. The chakra system really has changed everything about how I interpret energy and how I deliver. And I think most of my delivery, the claircognizance that comes in, I kind of have to step my ego and my own thoughts aside and then just let the energy and information channel through me. I think channeling is the easiest way. And from there, you never know. There was one time this woman's talking to me and all of a sudden I smelled something that was the sexiest man I'd ever smelled in my life. And I said, can I stop you? Is this man like really physically attractive? Like your chemistry is like in? And she goes, how'd you know that? And I was like, I can just smell him. And his smell alone, his scent is so drawing in. And I didn't even know that was a psychic gift. I went and looked it up. And that's also a psychic. All of our five senses have an extension to the clair non-physical world. And
absolutely. Right. Absolutely. Like, I remember one time we were actually on an investigation. So this was a while ago. And we were actually on an investigation, and it was weird because I never had this happen before. Where we were standing in a kitchen or something, and all of a sudden I kept hearing this little noise beside me, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And it was like, like literally it was like a little kid, right? And I was like, okay, what exactly is going on here? And I thought, okay, maybe I'm just crazy. I'm just gonna let it be, you know. And then a little while later, it was like, and I thought, okay. And there was another medium there in the house, and I said, okay, I'm gonna sound crazy, but I keep hearing, and he's like, a little kid talking right beside you, that's standing right beside you. And I was like, yes. But here's the weird thing is my son at the time, so he was about 5, and my son is very highly gifted as well. And he came down the stairs at the same time, and he says, there's a little boy in the bedroom upstairs, because he was upstairs playing with the friends of the people that own the house. And he comes downstairs and he's like, there's a little boy upstairs in the bedroom. And the other kids came downstairs, and they're like, he keeps talking to somebody, but we don't know who he's talking to, and we don't see him, and he's scaring us. and so we were all like picking up on the same little kid that was in this house. It was kind of crazy, actually. It was a little bit nuts. I just want to address something here. So, okay, guys, so just so you know how we work, I think that IH716, I think that you donated to, probably to, Brandon's channel or Brandon's email. But guys, because Brandon's not here this week, please just send it over to C Rogers at crogers555@gmail.com. It's at the bottom of the screen. Make sure that you guys if you have if you have donated, please make sure that I know what your question is. Please make sure that if it includes another person, that you have your name, their name, and the birth sign and the question that you want to know. And also, please, and no, I can actually, we can still do that. That's not a problem. I just need to know, again, your names, the birth date, and what your actual question is. Try to make it as specific as possible, because this isn't a full reading. This is a shorter reading. So, you know, we just want to get as much information as we possibly can. And also, I'm just, guys, excuse me, because I'm used to Brandon being here, helping me write everything down. And I'm used to doing this as well, but I'm just going to be a little bit slower than normal.
That's okay. It's my first time, so slow is nice.
Right. There you go.
They can wait, Kathy. They can wait for us to get things together.
Take your time and explore. Right? Okay. Just 1 second here. All right. So, and then we are going to be taking a little bit of a break as well, just so I can, you know, gather all of the information and all of that stuff. So, and yeah, Renata, please donate to me, not to Brandon. So my PayPal, not to the other PayPal. I hope I'm making that clear. Also, if you guys are watching on Facebook, we don't see all of the messages at times. So please make sure that you go over to the Oracle Intuitions YouTube page, and that will help. And Brandon, I think, is watching. So hi, Brandon. Good to see you. But I think his internet still isn't working all of that great. So he won't be able to, like, he's not here. He might be just kicking around. So if you guys want to say hi, that's great. AY. Okay, so I'm just sorry.
Or my tea. We're gonna be British, like we said earlier.
Okay.
You will understand.
Okay. All right. And okay, so guys, sorry, just a second here.
We've got to pop up too, actually.
I'm just gathering all the info. All right. So guys, I think as we're just gonna take a little bit of a break here. I have to get you guys organized a little bit. So give me a moment or two. And we're going to be back in about 6 minutes or so, about 3 minutes or so. Give me about 3 minutes. Just going to gather everything. And then we're going to get right into the readings when we get back. I'm not trying to be disorganized. And yeah, let's do that. We'll be right back, guys. All right. And Luckez, it's about a 3 minute. You'll see we just take about 3 minutes, and I actually have a thing in the background here that will go. And so you'll know we'll be back on.
It looks like we're still on the.
Oh, we are right now. Yeah. It'll go off in just a second. So we'll be right back, guys. Thanks. Hello, we're back. We're back. We're back. Okay, so you guys are going to have to be a little bit patient with me. I am trying to get it all together here. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay. Taurus. Okay. So this first question that came through was actually from earlier. And I'm going to actually I'm going to throw it at Luckez right away. Simply because this is a friend of mine. I know the situation. I don't feel that I would be objective at this point in time. So I'm going to throw it to you to begin with. I hope you're okay with that.
Can I go ahead and start talking?
What's that?
Can I go ahead and start talking? I'm already getting messages. Or do you want to tell me what's going on?
Okay. Can you hear me?
No, yeah, I can hear you. I said I was already getting messages about it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, absolutely.
The very first thing, the situation in the friend, there was like this feeling of like being out of control. I started tapping into like this sense of not knowing which direction to go, being pulled in more than one way, not just 2 ways, but like 3 ways, 4 ways, 5 ways, all these options. Almost like the vision I'm having now is like walking down a road, and now there's all these T-points, and they all seem kind of equal. Every path is going to suffer. Every path is going to have blessings. There's almost like this feeling of stagnation, not knowing what to move and what to do next. Not perceiving the situation as clear as possible, almost like emotions getting in the way. Heightened sense of emotional response, very heightened sense of emotional response. Keeping the mind from being able to participate, almost like there's a lot of energy happening right here in the heart and lacking down here in the gut. And then up here, not being able to process and really perceive things in a clear, concise way. But
is that with her or with him?
I'm mainly thinking about, I was thinking it was a woman. You hadn't told me yet it was a woman. So I think for her, the emotion part and feeling really like almost despondent at times and being not even like, that's not even the right word. Despondent's not a strong enough word. So I'm seeing like a jar being filled with liquid, like almost too much emotion coming in. And with him, my intuition and my common sense tells me that the opposite's happening with him, almost like a shutting down, not being willing to respond and be open, like not knowing how to process the energy, not good at processing his own internal heavy emotions. And then she's bringing them to the table really strongly. And I can't even process me, and you want me to process you? Like I can't. Like this is and that was a big feeling that came on. And I'm seeing like dolphins right now, and dolphins to me are always about trusting your inner wisdom, knowing in your gut, in your head, and in your heart what the best thing is, and then just making a change no matter what it is. Like, and it almost like, I don't think the word is stepping away. I'm hearing stepping into a trust of an unknown situation, an unknown journey. And now I'm hearing the word comfort, almost like, well, I'm comfortable here. I know this, like I've been here. And even with what's not currently flowing the way I want it to, I understand this puzzle. I know how these pieces work, and I want these pieces, if I just move them enough and shift them enough, it's going to work out. I'm going to find the right way to get these pieces together. And in my mind, what I'm seeing now is like 2 different puzzles being dumped on the same table and having to create 2 puzzles at once and trying to use pieces from one puzzle inside of another puzzle and them not fitting there because they don't belong there. The puzzles are both on the table, but it's like we're trying to share pieces.
Right.
Now tell me a little bit about what's either going on or what her name is.
So her name is Jessica and his name is Nico, and she's wondering what's the energy of this relationship and will they be together?
So they're not together right now. They've been separated for a while. Am I getting that right?
Right. Like they're more of a friendship right now, and she wants to know if there's going to be something in the future.
When I do readings on my platform, I talk a lot about not waiting for things to happen, because I feel like right now, in my mind, the waiting that's happening and the trying to create is what's actually pushing it away. It's because it creates like a psychic pressure. And I feel like the more pressure that's added to it, the more complicated it's going to get. There's almost this feeling of expectation, worry, judgment of like trying to make a certain, they've talked about this, right? She's expressed what she feels towards him like that. That's been an outline conversation.
Not to him directly. No. They did mess around a little bit, but there hasn't been like anything really physical. And not really the communication about it.
Well, and I feel like right now, like, I don't think she should keep chasing it because there's complication. And even as we're sitting there with the friendship and trying to develop something with the friendship, there's an expectation of it being more. And right. I feel like even if they, in my mind, they have talked about it, and that's why I asked to clarify that in my mind, they both know that energy is there, that there's a waiting for it. And I feel like he's saying, I'm not ready. I don't want this right now. And because of that, I would never tell someone to wait for it because we're not allowing that person to grow on their own. I keep getting that message of like building the energy on the own. And then I'm going back to the stepping in I said earlier, where I was like, it's time to like step into, and the word now I'm hearing is like independence, like owning what it is they need and wait. Cause it feels like there's resistance that I don't feel like is healthy to build right now with. And so when you're asking like, is there going to be a future? I'm going, you can make that future happen, but I feel like you're not going to be as happy as you could be because there's a waiting energy, there's stagnation energy going on. And that's not allowing the creative flow to come in, which would explain the yellow that I was talking about earlier, where I was like, there's this, I don't know what to do. Cause I feel like it's typical when someone's not giving you what you want. You go, I could stay and wait. I could start demanding change. I could walk away and come back. I could walk away and never come back. There's all these like options start showing up. And as not a psychic, as a friend, I would always tell someone, never wait. Never wait. If it's not starting easily, it's not going to stay together easy, and it's not going to end easy. And it should always flow naturally. And I think that he doesn't feel emotionally prepared for her. He doesn't have the emotional maturity to really digest her. And that's not what she needs or wants. She wants to feel held. She wants to feel understood. She wants to feel blank. And I feel like she's missing that because there's a lack of true emotional intimacy. Sometimes we're expressing our emotions and we're being intimate and we consider that intimate, but if they're not giving it back the same way with the same authenticity and transparency, then we're not actually being intimate. And it's those are my messages. I'm seeing I'm seeing bricks now in front of me, like they're building up, and I'm like, oh, I can't keep walking. Okay, fine. All right, spirit, I'll stop talking. And she's read on this before here with you. I'm interested to hear more. I kind of want to hear like more details from her, but then it would become like a full-on reading.
Yeah, I 100% get what you're saying. I feel like there's a lot of healing that needs to happen off of Jessica's side. Yes. First. And it's sort of, we had talked about this before, is that the healing needs to happen first because of, past relationships that, she's had. And I really got here that I feel if there was to be a slow process, there could be that opportunity.
Right. I did say the slow.
Right. But I feel like you had said too, is that pushing the energy and not being, I feel like, okay, so it's almost like this, for Jessica is what I feel is like, she's a beautiful girl. She's got a whole lot of, good attributes and all of this stuff. But I feel that if she's focused in on one person, it does change the energy that's flowing between. And, I've even said to her before, be in a place where he's an ant in an anthill. And you're looking at, there's 9 billion people on the earth, on the planet. And if you take your focus off of that one ant, it changes the energy, right? It changes the energy. So you're not just focused for her. And then that aunt will be like, oh, wait a minute. I don't have this focus or this energy being poured onto me. I can kind of do what I need to do, and I can be who I need to be. And then that's where things start changing or coming through, or, start being more solid and more energetic towards her. But right now, if she's in that place of, I'm going to just focus on this one aunt, that's where things kind of, the aunt might not do what you want it to do.
They're never going to do what you want them to do. They're going to do what they want to do.
Yeah. And
like we do.
That's exactly. And I feel like,
can I add a side comment?
Yeah.
So I've been through this type of journey myself, and I help a lot of people through this type of journey. And one thing that's always stuck to me as a really strong lesson is that if we really want true, genuine, deep, profound healing for ourselves, we cannot have any attachment to anything, yet alone a person. Because when we build that attachment to them, we're shifting our healing process around a certain future, and we're limiting our scope. And this is what I want, this is what I need, and blah, blah. And we have no idea what the universe, God, the matrix has to offer over here, over there, over there, over there, over there, over there. And it's when we get to that place of detachment with the healing that other things show up. And in my personal experience, from what I've witnessed in my family, friends, clients, more times than not, when we find that healing finding, the other person's not even on our mind. They're not even there. Like that something else shows up. And all of a sudden,
something else either shows up, or all of a sudden they appear because of the fact that our energy isn't onto them anymore. Like it's not focused. It's not there. It's not focused on them. We're not giving a shit what they do.
It's like,
right. And that's what I feel. I just feel like it's going to be a slow process, but it's not a done deal. Either way, I feel like taking the slowness and allowing this to form as it's naturally supposed to is going to be, it's going to really have a positive effect on this relationship, is what I keep getting. And once she takes the focus off of that, she might even discover that that's not even what she wants, that somebody else might just come in, like you had said, right?
Yeah. I mean, I always go back to my experiences outside of everyone else I've witnessed, even my own. And every time I've allowed release, something else always shows up with jobs, with friends, with situations, with opportunities, with relationships. As soon as you let go, something else shows up, and it always ends up being, and that person, I feel like there's always a connection we have. And I think that connection they have is not finished yet. I do think that expressing her true, authentic feelings to him without any hold back, and even the expectations of going, I think about you in this way, and this is what I am in a relationship, this is who I am as a partner, as a woman, like stating that, it's so empowering. And even if they say, I'm not ready, or they completely reject, or they eventually come back, or they never come back, it always helps us feel empowered to state what we're feeling and what our intention is. And that really is fair, to state your intention.
Absolutely it is. I agree with that. I do feel that there could be I do feel that there could be an opportunity. So just to basically kind of, whatever, come to whatever. I do feel that there's an opportunity. I just feel that it has to be natural. She has to really be herself. And I'm just going in here and blocking this person who is. So guys, if people, call your name out just to let you know, and they're like, hey, I got a reading for you.
What drama?
I'm just this random person who's appearing on somebody else's Facebook here. You guys know that they're con artists, so we're just going to leave it at that. Okay, so the next one here is for Will. So I'll just read you some of what Will wrote. And He's had quite the month. So Will, hang on a second. He is a Taurus. And he says, I just want to know what's happening. He says, I quit my job. I got hurt and I need a place to stay. Is this part of my journey? So I don't know if you want to go first or do you want me to go first in here?
I went first last time. You go first.
Okay. So Will, here's the interesting thing. You know what I got right away? It sounds like everything really sucks right now. I'm sorry about that. But here's where you are, is that I feel like the injury was to I don't want to say it like, but you know what I'm saying. I think you know how I'm getting across here. I think the injury to some degree was to slow you down so that you could go more into yourself, like more into your own energy here. And it's funny because sometimes just before the miracle occurs, shit happens, right? And I feel like this is part of your journey. Like there is a reason why these things are happening at this time. And I do feel that there's been a little bit of lack on your personal inner spiritual journey, simply because of the fact that you've been sort of, focused on other things like, the wrestling and all of this stuff. And I feel this isn't a bad thing, because I still feel like those are going to be accomplished. It just feels like it's more like you've been more physical on a physical level than you've been on the inner journey is what I keep getting. And the inner journey needs to be really acknowledged at this point is what I keep getting. And that, what's that?
Acknowledgement. Yes. Acknowledging the I in here.
Yes. Right. Yes. Yeah. And it just really feels like, yes, I know, to slow me down. I've been contemplating that, he says. So yeah, so he's acknowledging the fact that, yes, that's exactly, kind of what, and I feel like this is right now. So here's the thing. You're getting to a place on the physical level with the wrestling and the things that you've been doing. But now Spirit's saying, okay, there needs to be a balance is what I keep getting. You can't be all physical. You can't be all spiritual. You have to be in this place where your 3D and your 5D world are starting to mesh and they start to integrate within themselves. And that's really what I'm getting here for you. And so this is going to give you that opportunity to do the physical healing. But at the same time, as you're physically healing, you're going to be doing a lot of the spiritual, emotional, and just inner work that needs to die. I keep getting, I don't know, Will, I want you to go, and I heard this just now, and this is something that I've never brought up to you before, but I'm really getting, there is something here within like early teens, middle teen, like 13 to 16, 17, something in there needs to be cleared and something in there needs to be healed. And I'm not exactly sure what it is. You might know what it is. You don't need to talk about it here or anything. I know this is public, but I keep getting like, I keep hearing the age about 13. I don't know what is going on here, but it does feel like there might need to be some parental or external, again, acknowledgement so that you can heal on the inside. And it really feels like something is trying to come through to heal. It might even have to do with like a little bit of lack of self-confidence or something along that line. I mean, that's normal for teenagers. We all had lack of self-confidence at 13. Who didn't, right? But it just feels like there might be something here that is trying to get you to take a look at. Okay. So I hope that makes sense to you. But I do feel that I keep hearing, and as soon as I read your name, and as soon as we got to your reading here, because I have them all written down, as soon as I went, Will, I heard right away, don't quit. Don't quit, because the miracle is about to occur. Don't quit. So it's almost like you're right there, like you're right on the precipice. Okay. It may not be tomorrow, but you get the idea of what I'm saying. Like something is right on the precipice. So, but it feels like, okay, you've been doing this work. Now you got to do this work. You got to balance this work, and things are going to just form and you will see what that is, but allow yourself to do this work. So I hope that helped.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure that anyone watching can tell that when I agree with Kathy and I'm feeling the same thing, I have I clap, I snap, I go, yes, I hell Jesus, like all that stuff. Okay, so I'm going to kind of piggyback some of what you said and then kind of let my own energy channel of how I deciphered. Will, I feel like you are definitely a very, very strong divine masculine energy. You are used to taking your energy and being very deliberate and if I do A plus B plus C, I will get D. I can produce results. I know how. So in that way, I was really agreeing with what she was saying about being in the outside world and creating a lot of change. The very first thing that came up before she even started talking, I was seeing like an anatomy book. And in anatomy, there's your proximal and there's your distal. And all of a sudden, I saw this skeleton that was moving so much from the elbow and knee down, all this energy, all this energy, all this energy. And all of a sudden, like an injury coming closer to the spine. I was like seeing almost like lower back, neck, like very feeling stiff. And it was a call, like she said, to really go into your body and start moving from within. There was a call that came in just now that was like, you need to be focused on internal, eyes closed, core workout, meditations, exercises, like making things happen, like from the heart and extending out into space, like really initiating from inside your body and reaching to things, like recentering the center of your being. That was repetitive. Recentering the center of your alignment to your center with all the outside points, pulling all that energy in. And, I think all, and I'll say it again, all of the anxiety and depression you are experiencing right now is because your power feels stolen from you. Your ability to produce D by doing A plus B plus C, it was stolen from you. And you're not used to being on the ground. You're not used to being almost like surrendered, like having to surrender. I'm seeing the Hanged Man card right now inside my head of tarot. And it's where life's doing all this stuff. There's mental, physical, emotional, energetic, financial suffering. And when all that shows up, it's going, well, you need to let go. God is going, I don't have time for you to control the way anymore, Will. I need you to step aside, Will. I got this. Like, let me take care of it. And in the meantime, I'm getting chills down my body, William. You better be receiving these chills because there's fire. I feel like coming in from above. And I think a good meditation and visualization for you is like pulling energy in from the top of the sky, not only through the body, but into the earth, into the core of the earth, visualizing what it would be like to connect your energy to that and then pull it back up. Pull that support from gravity, from physical energy, like the laws of physics, like reassign yourself of what it means to move from within, which is more than just physical. It's emotional, intellectual, energetic. You're being told to reset. And that was a message that was coming in for this whole reading. Before we even started today, I even told Kathy this. I kept getting messages about this is reset time. It's reset time. We're not here to talk about the past or the future. Those are nice, but it's time to find zero. What is 0 point? Where is my starting point so I can begin my next journey? And that's kind of a collective message in general, Will. Like that whole last 2 years of our lives has been a big reset for everybody. And so we're all at different points in the timeline when it comes. And some of us get hit harder with it. And some of us get it in waves. And it just sounds like God was like, Will, I know you're strong, so I'm going to give it to you all at once because you'd probably prefer to suffer at once in a short period of time than me drag this shit out, for the next 3 or 4 years. I want to give it to you now. You can handle it. Stand up strong. I mean, your name is Will I Am. Will I Am. I am will and creation and forward energy. You and Jessica should talk because your energy of will and creation she needs. And you need her like emotional acceptance and processing. Like take those energies and mix them together. I just did it for you, so never mind.
Love it.
There's something else that came
what's funny as you were saying that, what came through, sometimes I like to pull cards, or I'll kind of look at and the first thing that came through actually was beginner's mind, like reset.
You can't make that stuff up. Right? Synchronicity.
Yeah. So, and also the fate. So it feels like you're like the beginner's mind, like it's resetting, like you said. I love that. Resetting. Yeah.
And I have one last message for Will, and I have to bring my energy down really, really low. I'm going to try not to cry.
Okay.
Will, I think that
I
you're
cry on
really,
the channel all the time.
I'm getting there. I think that you're really used to being the creator to the point. I mentioned divine masculine, right? Like you are going out to hunt and gather and bring in. I think that you're so used to doing that the idea of receiving and letting people see you at your weakest is the hardest part for you. As you're falling apart, it's hard to let people see you because they have this perception of who you are. And right now, that's not who you are. You are somebody else right now. Can you become that person again? Yes. Will it be the same as before? Absolutely not. Never. And so, but there's this need for you to really be okay with being vulnerable and being okay with receiving the help. Whoa! That was powerful. So,
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed. I'm hot.
Yeah.
Shirts.
I love it. I love it. I love that message. That's actually very, very strong. It's beautiful. We're gonna go to Miguel. So Miguel's a Taurus, and Miguel's actually just looking for a general energy at this time.
General energy.
Our general message, just a general message, basically. So it's up to you. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'm gonna go first, but I'm not gonna give very much. There's only a little bit coming in. The first thing that came in right now is you're having to reconfigure how you see people and how you see relationships with people. There's a big, like, I'm hearing the word reprogram, and it's about perception, which has been a powerful word in the last 30 minutes. How we're perceiving people and it's almost like you're changing how your dynamics are with family, with friends, with coworkers, bosses. There's a changing of how you relate. And the number one rule about relationships is, how can I see this relationship through a loving, compassionate, gracious eye? How can I see everything right now from that perspective and then move from that same perspective? Take it away, Cathy.
Oh, I love that. Will does say thank you. So you're so welcome, Will. We appreciate the fact that we are able to read for you, and hope it helped. Okay, so Miguel, I do agree with exactly what Luckez was saying. I'm also getting here, though, it really feels like you're in a place of give me 1 second here. You're standing really, like, I really feel like, I don't know how to explain this. But Miguel's kind of used to the way I babble, so I'm sure that he'll, you know, it's almost as though you're standing like this, like you're kind of, you feel a little bit warrior, but you also feel a little bit like protective over property, protective over people, protective over family. Like it's almost as though I really kind of am bringing up the nine of wands energy coming through here. Like you're prepared for something is happening. It's, you know, like you're sort of standing there, and it kind of reminds me of an old, I want to say like a Mayan warrior, that kind of energy that's coming through. And Meme is saying, our name is saying, his wife is saying he's been a little grouch lately.
Hey, grief does that to you.
But it does feel like, for whatever reason, you're sort of in this, I don't know if it's protecting your, I don't feel that it's completely protecting you're just yourself. It feels like you're expanding out, because when I'm looking at the image or the vision that I'm receiving of you standing there with the nine of, you know, that nine of wands type of energy, what I keep getting is also, it's like your aura or your energy is expanding out and surrounding the people that you love, the people that have your property, all of that. But you're in a place of, like I said, Mayan warrior, like you got your stick, you're ready to go. And okay, so Naomi's kind of confirming here. She says he's so worried about me and the kids and work and bills and wants to do it all, but it's getting to him. Okay. And he brought her a chocolate to make up. Oh, okay. Miguel, everything's going to work out, but you have to calm down. Okay. And I'm telling you to calm down. And I don't do this very often. You guys know that, but I'm feeling a real right here in the chest. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of tension, stress, tightness in the chest. And it's, I don't feel like this is health related. I feel it's stress related, and it's like it's overwhelming you, and because of, I almost feel like hyperventilation for some reason. It's almost like I feel like you're almost hyperventilating is what I keep getting, like a like, you know, and whether you're doing that on a physical level, or whether it's that you're doing it on a you know, like it's a internal level here, but I almost feel like you're having trouble sleeping. Are you getting up like 100 times during the night, or 2 or 3 times during the night? Like I get that kind of energy as well. It's almost like you're fine, you're asleep, you get up, have to go to the bathroom, you have to do this. Like it almost feels like you're like there's too, you know, so much going on. So what I feel is, okay, so the message that is coming in for you, which you're probably not going to like, but you're going to hear it anyway, is
sit down.
Get your ducks in a row. Okay, because everything is fine, but it feels like your brain is expanding all over the place instead of focusing in on just the things that you need to focus in on. Everything is going to be good. Everything is going to work out. It's going to be fine. It's going to, you know what I mean? But prioritize one thing at a time, because you're taking everything. You're literally taking like all the eggs and throwing them into one basket, and then you're mushing them up, and you're creating some sort of scrambled block omelet. And it's not being definitive, right? And so if you were to take one egg and you look at it and you go, okay, this is the bills. Okay, yeah, I might have to worry a little bit. I might be a little bit late on one, blah, blah, blah. No big deal. Okay, I deal with, okay, bills are dealt. This is this. I got to look at this. I want to, you know, get into Reiki. I want to do these things. I want to, you know, look at other things. This is another egg. I'm going to go put that egg there. And then when you get the time, look at each egg separately. You don't need to throw them all together and mush them all together like a 2-year-old, and, you know, like that, because that's what's happening. And I feel like once you release that energy, and just start looking at things one at a time, you're going to be like, everything's going to be okay. And that's the message that's coming in from spirit, if at all possible. And you know what? Yeah. Let it go, as Sandra says. So, and that's exactly it. Let it go. Like it doesn't, you know what okay, I'm going to tell you, because I just heard this from spirit. Why? Okay. The reason that you're doing this, or one of the reasons that you're doing this, is because it's easier to focus on the big freaking mess that you're trying to create in this bowl of all these eggs mushed together than it is to get to the actual issue of what it is that you might be worried about or scared about. So take a look and actually ask yourself, what am I really worried about? Am I worried about, like, you know, this particular thing? What is scaring me? Where is my fear? Where is whatever? And then you're going to be able to come, and once you address it, you'll go, oh, okay, I see why I'm distracting myself. And that's exactly what's happening. So there's a lot of distraction that's happening. And once you find the reason for that distraction, you're going to find things really start to flow. So I hope that's helped. Yeah. I really, really felt that. Yeah, I hope that made sense. Yeah. So, Nami is next. Nami is actually Miguel's wife. And she asked, I think it was just.
Is this the one I had messages for earlier?
Nami is a Pisces. She's been getting a lot of synchronicities. Do you guys have any messages for me? And if not, a general reading is fine.
So I haven't opened the comment section except for once, and it was like a few minutes after we opened the chat, like opened the live, I like was just trying to make sure I knew where all the buttons were. And I just happened to see this, and a whole download of information came in. And it was, I was hearing the 4 stages of learning, and they came to me, and I have not written them down this way before. So I wrote them down, and it was stillness, absorption, acclimation, and expression. And as soon as she said synchronicities, I had this like feeling that she's in absorption mode. She's in student mode. Everything's coming in. And right now the call for her is that when these messages come in, make sure you're really chasing after them. Like if you all of a sudden see an owl or a certain number, making sure that you're going online to learn a bigger description of what that message means, because you're pulling everything in. Oh, did you want to say something?
No. Okay. I'm listening.
I think after you get through this absorption period, you're going to start putting it into your awareness of how you see the world. And then you're going to start expressing and teaching this energy. I had this call of being a teacher someday. And I think that you, because these 4, stillness, absorption, acclimation, expression, there's a 5th word I put down as like a sort of option. You were in stillness for a long time, and now you're not. You're starting to really pull in. And so I think that was my first message for you that came in before we even started this. I was like way when we were just doing the break, like when you were setting the cards up. A general, that was kind of general, wasn't it? Was it general?
I think it was pretty good. Actually, I just want to let everybody know I did close the because I think we're only going to be here for another hour or so. I did close the reading list for tonight. If we can get some, if we do go, if we do get time to do a lottery question, we will at the end of the show. But we'll see what's happening. Okay, so Namie, I actually, you know what? From what I know of Namie, that actually makes a lot of sense. I'm just going to say ahead of time.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah.
But ooh, that's a scary.
No, there's no buts. There's no contradictions in that. I'm just trying to see if I'm getting something else here. Yeah, the synchronicities are definitely coming for a reason, and they do need to be looked at a little bit deeper. I am getting a lot of spirit. You know what's really weird is, Namie, can you tell me if you've been seeing a lot of squirrels? Because I literally am seeing.
I just drew a squirrel as you said it. It literally fell to the floor as you said squirrel.
Isn't that wild? Yeah, I literally saw this like a bunch of squirrels, and I don't know where that came from. That is so wild. But so she actually says yes. So because it feels like for some reason that has a message. I gotta actually look that up.
For squirrels.
Yeah.
So when I see the totem of the squirrel, the very first thing I think of is a gatherer, because there's someone who is preparing. Like the squirrels are very diligent, they're fast, they're hardworking, they're endless with energy. They go and go and go and go and go and go and go. And then we're back to stillness. Then there's stillness time. But the squirrel thing also, like, it can also be about avoiding predators and avoiding people from taking things from you, having to be sly and stealth. Like, and that sounds so negative. I'm like, hey girl, you gotta be like a secret spy, stealth girl. I'm not saying that. That is what I'm saying, but it's not like quite as, 007. But I think that right now, for sure, and yeah, that card, that's crazy. Why did
I literally saw like a bunch of squirrels. And yeah, it does absolutely mean gatherer, preparing for the future. Craftiness as well, which is like you said, the bit of that, kind of sneakiness or stealth mode or whatever. I got a message coming in for you, and I hope that this makes sense to you. Namie, nobody is going to take what you have. That is the message that's coming through. Nobody is taking what you already have. And I feel like this is really, for some reason, important for you to hear. Nobody is going to come in and destroy or try to they might try to come in and disrupt it, but you know what? That's not your energy to worry about. Your energy is to just stay strong within yourself. There's nothing is going to, people can try all they want, right? That doesn't mean that they're going to. So what is yours is yours. You already have it. You already own it. You already possess it. You are already living it, and it's going to just get better. And so I hope that makes sense too, because I really feel like this is the message that, like, nobody's taken anything from you. And I feel like these synchronicities are trying to guide you towards that energy and that feeling. Here's the interesting thing, because you and Miguel are together, I'm almost getting too, is that he is feeding off of your energy, where you're in this place of like, okay, I got to protect, or, you might not be saying it consciously, but you're like thinking subconsciously, somebody could take my man, somebody could take this, somebody could take that, somebody. And what's happening is that energy is being projected also onto Miguel. And
the kids. And
so now Miguel's all like, whoa, I'm whoa, like the warrior coming in, and he's like, whoa, and here's, nobody's taking anything. And so I feel like you guys are good. And it's just a little bit of, what I feel like, it's like a little bit of adjustment. Just a little bit of adjustment. I don't know really what ravens mean either. I know that I do see them actually quite often. Yeah.
Ravens, I think, are about death and transition. So going from one lifestyle to the next. And that's actually interesting you say that, because my word that kept coming out was blocked breakthrough. Like blocked breakthrough. And that wall to me is transition through death, egoic death, lifestyle choice death, like shifting. And kind of like what you were saying about changing the belief system, changing the words that not only we're saying to ourselves, but out loud, shifting those affirmations. Oh, that came up with Miguel earlier, was affirmations. I can't work. They're not there anymore. But when you were talking to Miguel, I was hearing affirmations in my head. So, shifting affirmations into, I trust this life. I trust this process. I know I'm doing well. Better and better and better things come to me. Even when something tragic happens, it's leading me to the next best thing. Like, for sure.
Right. Exactly. And
I had completion also that popped up for her.
Yeah, I do. I feel like things are going to be okay. Things are fine. You're just dealing with some of the residual stuff, and you're also dealing with some of the residual stuff from the past that you may have had to deal with before. Now it's kind of coming up, and now you just have to accept it, look at it, allow it, release it, let it go, that kind of thing.
Raven also stands for protective powers. I was right about transformation. I was just literally speaking. But it's also about protective energy. So knowing that your energy protects everything you have. So, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I just wanted to address something. Luna, yeah, we can take yours. We are going to stop taking donations after this, just simply because we're going to be running into time, and I know Luckez has other things to do. But hang on a second.
How many readings are lined up right now, Kathy?
We have actually I think is asking about. There's one in front of you. And then you're going to be next. So we have 1, 2, 3.
I mean, it's only been an hour, and I told you I could go until like 8, and so there's a whole hour left, and 3 readings in an hour.
No, there's 7 more.
Okay.
Altogether. Yeah. Yeah, there's 7 more. We still got a couple. Actually, Sandra is next. So Sandra is a Virgo. And she's actually asking, will her paperwork that she submitted be positive? Will it have a positive result?
These paperworks be positive. This is a medical question, I feel like, for some reason. I'm getting like this like I feel unsure. Like when you ask the question, I usually get pretty clear feelings of yes or no, because no feels like block and yes feels like open. And it's almost like there's all these hoops. And I'm almost like seeing that whatever this paperwork turns up is going to present a series of steps for you to get somewhere. And I don't know if that's treatments, if that's money payments. I'm not getting a clear answer. I'm like about what exactly, but it feels like for some reason medical. There's like a waiting for something. Oh man, Kathy, what are you picking on that?
Okay, I do feel.
Is it medical? Can she answer in the chat? Is it?
Yeah,
medical?
she can answer in the chat and let you know. I do believe that it is. We'll just kind of wait and see. Sandra, can you just, if you don't mind, do you mind responding to that, just letting us know if it is medical or not that you're waiting for?
Well, and as we're waiting for her to respond, physical ailments are in my world, not everybody's world, my world, are always about emotional things going on for us. So it's almost like you have these emotional barriers to break through. And like deep, because it's like, I want to say it's medical, but there's something deeper about this too. Something about acceptance, something about being worried about how it's going to work itself out. How am I going to do this? And I don't have that answer for you. All I have is my statement of faith of going, you're going to do it because it's going to happen. Like, it's almost like I need to give you an affirmation, like quit worrying about whether or not you're going to get a yes or no, or 0.5 above what it should be, or blah, blah. Like, stop being there and just go, whatever this hits me, it's going to be fine. Like, there's a shift of awareness. It's really funny how some of these readings, 1/10 of the reading relates to the last reading. Like, there's a 10th that bleeds over every time. That happens in real life too. Even when I teach dance, I'm like, oh, you're not pointing your foot either. You should point your foot. And your stomach's down. Oh, look, so is yours. What's happening?
Right.
So make sure, guys, you're listening to everyone's reading, not just sitting there spacing out, because you might miss some wisdom from other people's readings you needed to get, because we're all here for a reason.
100%. Actually, Sandra is related to Naomi and Miguel as well. So I do feel that there is going to be, at the end, there's going to be a positive result. However, yes. I am feeling that I don't know what, there may have to be something else submitted, or there's some sort of, I feel like a frustrating delay. Huh?
I'm seeing someone walking through mud, and I don't know what that means, like in a dream, but okay. I'm seeing like this heavy grudging energy, really having to work through something, like lots and lots of groundwork. And with that statement, I mean, that's a call to get into your body, to exercise, to get your body into like feeling the earth again.
Yeah. So she does say it is disability retirement papers.
Oh,
so,
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Aha. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And again, I do feel that it will. I keep feeling like you have to ask yourself, do you want it to go through right now? Is that really the where that you want it to go, or do you want to wait to the actual retirement? And that's what I'm kind of wondering, like, because I kind of feel like the delay may come from your own mind as opposed to the actual paperwork. It almost feels like there could be delaying something in here. And yeah, we can see you. We can see you for sure. But she was asking if we can see her. But it does feel like there could be a delay, but it might be kind of created by you.
Everything is.
Yeah.
Everything is.
So I think it's one of those things, like, ask yourself, is this really the place that I want to go? Is this really the path that I want to take at this moment? That kind of thing. Don't do anything out of desperation is what I keep getting, Sandra, for you. Don't do it out of a place of, frustration or
I mentioned something earlier about acceptance. I said it was a really brief word that wasn't even completely related to what I was talking about. It was just a random word that channeled in. And what I'm hearing you say, Kathy, to her is don't rush. Like in the process of not rushing and accepting the current circumstance, the energy will reset, because really the healing that you're trying to find right now is energetic. It's expressing itself physically, but there's an energy of acceptance. And I'm going to relate back to what I told the very first reading we had. When you go into your healing and you're trying to find understanding and compassion and acceptance for yourself and your life path, and you release the details, all of a sudden, what kind of shape you're in, emotional, intellectual, physical, it won't matter if you're fully connected to your spirit, high divine am. I'm not sure that's not coming out the way I want to, but I'm there again for her. I'm like feeling this really strong call just to tell you it's okay. It doesn't have to be a certain way. It doesn't have to be a certain way. Like, let it be. And someone earlier said, let it go. That also relates to let it be. I think the stress behind it is causing more suffering than the actual ailment.
Right.
Right.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Well, and to step out from her for a second, it's human nature to want to control everything. Even people that are like chill and laid back, underneath it, they like things to be a certain way. There's a preference, and things tend to show up in our life that test our preferences. And it's really hard, which is not true. It could be easy. It's a mental thing. It's definitely an experience to go through something and have to be fully happy the whole time. It's like I'm seeing a vision right now of like a little girl with cancer. Like she's 7, 8 years old in my mind, and she's the happiest little girl in the whole world. Her parents are freaking out. The doctors don't have much hope, but the girl's happy. Why is that? And it's that she's choosing to. She's choosing to go, this is part of my journey. I love every part of this. I'm glad this is happening to me. And it's so hard when you're losing a car or a spouse, or you cut off your finger, it's hard to go, I'm so glad this is happening to me.
Yeah.
I'm a zombie.
Thanks for the lesson. We
appreciate thank you so much. I love abuse.
Right.
And so something is really deeply there about getting here again. God, it keeps coming back. The reset. Reset here. Going back to heart and stomach.
Yeah. And she does say this will give me the freedom to do what I want. So I feel like what you need to do right now is you need to absolutely put yourself in a place of wanting it, of allowing yourself to. I feel like everything is going to be fine. I really do. There might be the delays.
There's a delay.
But I just feel like in the end, it's going to work out, but you just have to see where, make sure that you're in that place. And I really feel, because like he said, this will give me the freedom to do what I want. I really feel here is like, put yourself already there, right? It's not about getting the freedom eventually. Have the freedom now. And that's really going to start changing a lot of the things that, because if we're in that waiting period of, I'm going to wait till this happens, I'm going to wait till that happens, I'm going to wait till this. I feel like you got to embrace that feeling now, or at least start allowing it, to come through. I hope that's helped, Sandra. So H716 asked if I could just I believe that they've watched me do readings before. They just asked if I could take a look into this. So they're asking about how May will go. Oh, wait a minute. Yes. The birthday is Leo. Okay. Or July 16th, I believe, is Leo.
Yes. No. It's before Leo.
Cancer?
Yeah, because July 24th is Leo, because it's my sister's birthday. So
okay, Cancer. Okay. That makes sense. May. Okay, so what's interesting is when I'm looking into the month of May, Cancer. I really get this energy. Oh, sorry. it's like not settling down. It feels like so much movement.
Yes.
And a whole bunch of like circles. And I don't know if you're going to be moving or something like that. It almost feels like a moving or movement of some sort, but it just feels like a bunch of it literally, I'm getting shown energy of somebody here, there, moving here. Even I'm literally seeing boxes in my head, and I don't know why these boxes. So I don't know if this is about, go ahead.
I feel like this person has been bored, keeps coming to my mind. Like there's been a boredom in the life of not really chasing after passion. And I think that passion has not been expressed enough in everybody, intellectual and like creative pursuits, like hobbies, like body, like there's been a lack of creative passion. And when you were saying you were seeing circles at the exact same time, I was seeing circles of fire. And they were creating like an Olympic ring that was all connecting. It wasn't one circle. It was circle to circle to circle to circle to circle. Right. And there was this call to get reignited, ignite your energy, go back through your timeline and go, what has made me happy in the past? Why? When have I been inspired and why? Kind of revisit some of those things. I think some of them need to be reopened, like brought back in, and some of them need to be graciously given away. I'm seeing someone dumping ashes into an ocean right now, almost like certain creative pursuits that used to be working for you. They're not anymore. They're dead. And that's okay. They're dead. Let them die. Because if you don't let them go, the new ones don't have space to come in. And at the same time, I heard this person laughing in my head and said, they're not going to do that. And I was like, whoa, negative. What's going on? So you've been fighting some inner demons about the worthiness to get the energy up, almost like there's circumstances that are weighing you down and you've become almost a bit of a victim to it. Like you feel kind of trapped by the energy of stagnation. No, that voice has no place. No, thank you. Thank you for showing up. God bless you. I'm so glad you gave me that energy. Now leave. I am going to start. Thank you. There's the door. Dismissing those voices in your head that are keeping you down. For sure.
Yeah. I'm also getting two here. I'm literally seeing somebody, it's almost like, they say I'm moving out of college and I'm also transferring college. The transfer decisions come out in May, and that's why I'm bored actually. I love it. Because I literally I was literally watching you move boxes around. Like it's like you're moving boxes and all of this stuff happening.
I got a message just now.
Yeah.
So you got into college. Whatever letter it was, followed by all those numbers, whoever you are. You got into college, you had a passion about it, you were chasing something, and somewhere along the way, like it was almost like the last semester or two, it's been, did I make the right choice? Do I even like this that much? And here's my answer, honey, because I'm assuming you're a woman. I could be wrong. Anyway, every choice you made was the right one. And that energy that you absorbed in your 4 stages of learning, that energy is going to be rewired into your next educational pursuit. I feel like right now you're going to be taking a bit of time off from school to reacclimate the energy and the lessons you got in, but you're going back. So don't get caught up.
That it froze. Just a second. Let me see. Did it freeze? Is it unfrozen?
Here, I'll check on my end.
Okay.
Refresh. It's working on mine. I can see it on the live stream.
Okay, good. Maybe just repeat that last part.
Okay, I'll start the education part. I feel like you got to your education in the last semester or two. You've been questioning if you made the right choice. And my answer was yes, you made the right choice. I do think you're going to take some time off from education to work, gain some life experience, gain some wisdom, use the lessons you gained. And then at some point you're going to be, it feels like 2 years max. You're going to be going back to school, and it's going to be supported by the first educational process, but it's going to be a shift, almost like you were absorbing a feminine type learning environment, like an art type degree, and now it's going to move into science. It could be backwards. I mean, I'm not 100% perfect on that one. I'm kind of drawing lines here, but it feels like you're going to chase the opposite, and they're going to interweave. So trust, it's kind of like I'm seeing the Kundalini process now, like at the bottom of the spine, like where the male and female energies like weave themselves up into your brain. And that's what your education is. Right now, you have a lot of one side, which feels feminine for some reason, even if it's not like an art type degree. Maybe you had a lot of female teachers and maybe their way of instructing you was very like,
I'm taking time off at school.
No, I'm not taking. Okay, girl, you do what you need to. You do what you need to. They're just feelings. What are you? I'm just transferring college.
Colleges. Okay, cool.
I could thread that into what I said about shifting from one way of learning to another way of learning. I could kind of transmute my words. I still stand by all the feelings I was having, but my tongue is human. So, I mean, it only has so many words. Thank you for the clarification, though. IH716. I feel like you're a droid from Star Wars. IH716.
I keep feeling like May is going to be. I just put the reading list up there. I meant to do this earlier, guys. Sorry about that. I agree with what Lucas is saying here. I'm also getting here something about. You know what I keep getting? I keep getting a relief in leaving where you were. Does that make any sense to you, AY? Because I keep getting a relief of some sort. I don't know what the transfer was for or why, but it just feels.
Why is she scared of the transfer? I feel like there's a fear about the transferring. Well, what are we walking away from? Is there like a relationship there that we're afraid that's connected somehow to the location? All of a sudden there's all these complications about transferring when it should just be because you want to. I'm feeling. Do you feel that, Kathy? Like complications and letting it go?
Yeah, well, it's kind of why I felt like there was a relief in leaving for some reason, but I'm not sure exactly what that was. Like it does feel like there's a relief, like which is why I kind of feel like a chaotic sort of. Yes, I would be relieved if I left. I'm scared of transferring. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. I decided to open the comments up, Kathy.
Oh, okay.
I'm now comfortable enough with the. I was worried it would overwhelm me, but it's not as heavy and fast as I thought it would be. So
okay.
My first time, guys. I was a little nervous about doing a live with somebody else who we've never even read before, Kathy. You and I, we've never done this. We've done it for each other back and forth, like individually, but never like with a group. And I was like, oh God, what if I go in there and look like an idiot?
No, you're gonna be fine.
I know, right? You're gonna be fine. Suck it up.
The school I'm in now is liberal art and small and also C. Okay.
Yay! I was right. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if you change degrees. How far are you into that? Because that shift that I'm talking about, it feels like that was the strongest message I felt the safest giving you was going, you're about to go through a shift from this type energy to the other type, like type A to type B, B to A, creative to logical. It was shifting. Maybe you're going to double major. I'm transferred to College University. That's supposedly harder, I think. Well, of course it's harder. Yeah. That's good. You want that.
But you know what? Here's the thing. I really feel here is like, with the transferring, yeah, of course you're going to be nervous. Like who wouldn't be? Because it feels like, but it also feels like there's going to be some sort of relief. Transferring is leaving my comfort zone and really just going after what I want. There we go. I love this. It really feels like there is going to be some sort of, I don't know why I'm feeling the relief, in the going from one place to the larger school, but it kind of feels as though you also know that you're very much on the right track as soon as you leave one place and go into the other. So even though it's scary, like Lucas had picked up, right? Like you picked up the fear and all of that. What I'm also getting here is like you're moving into a place, you're going into a place that that you're going to expand, It's going to be much better for you when you get out. But it's interesting because I do keep feeling, I just feel a rush in energy when it comes to moving these boxes. And I'm not sure what that has to do with, because it almost feels like I can't wait to go. can't wait to go. And I'm not sure why I'm getting that energy. So that I don't know if that makes any, sense to you, or if if you can explain that or anything like whatever it's coming through. But that's what I really get. It almost feels like a Russian energy. But I do feel here is that this move is going to be very, yes, I am on the right track by moving. It's the strangest feeling in the world. So this could be just your, I guess what I want to say, your higher self energy that's excited about the move. Rather, maybe it's not the physical self, but it does feel like, that you're on the right track. Like, okay, I got to go. I got to get this. Oh, she is eager to leave. Okay, they are eager. So that makes sense. Okay, I understand. But it does feel like this. You know what? You're going from here to here, poof, like that. And it has, in your accomplishments.
And to comment, IH716 on your, I am eager to leave, but you're also feeling strange and scared at the same time. When we're back to yellow, when the yellow chakra is turning on and the butterflies in the stomach are developing, like before a performance or a big shift, it is totally and completely natural to go in and out of all those emotions, because when you have fear versus excitement versus anxiety, they all come from the same place, and the body biochemically produces the exact same responses. And so you going in and out of those emotions, that's normal. You need to give yourself some grace. And when those moments of fear and anxiety pop up, say out loud to the mirror, look at yourself and go, it's okay that I feel anxious right now. I'm excited to move forward. Shift that labeling of the energy into what you want it to be. More prestigious. Yes, girl. And then, hey, I got another message earlier for you. He want to say IH716. There was almost a call that when you go to look for places to live, if you can, this is not a requirement. There was like a suggestion from Spirit about living close to school, like close enough that you could walk to school, never having to drive. And because all of a sudden I was seeing you like walking paths with like trees, big trees, like being in the way and meeting people along the way and kind of getting a real feel for the actual geography of the school, not being dependent on having to find parking and stress out, like pay the extra money to be close so that you can really experience what it's like to be in that environment. Because I'll tell you, I lived on a university campus close to it for like 4 years straight. I never lived in university for one semester. I was always close. And so many things happened. You're walking home from class and you're going by the library and all of a sudden, poof, they're giving away free hot dogs that day. Or poof, there's a fair and there's all these things to try out, and so many experiences. And it's really going to open you up. I'm trying to see a real see somebody that's not going to drive. God, I love the synchronicities right now. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you for the affirmations. God bless you. But you definitely want to really get in the culture. You need to get in the culture. I think that you've been looking for, we're back to reprogramming for the whole reading for 2 hours. You need to reprogram how you're perceiving and what it is that you're taking in as who you are, because this new culture is going to change some of your perspectives. I think you're going to meet a lot of people that are going to broaden your mind, and you're going to feel like, wow, I think I knew this all along. Thank you for reminding me. And so enjoy it, IH716. Enjoy it.
I'm going to just expand a little bit past May for you, just very quickly and very briefly here, because I keep getting this image. I actually love that you picked up on these trees, because as soon as you said it, it almost felt like that's where they needed to be. Like it was almost like, and not only that, but I also felt a sense of serenity surrounding that as well. But the other thing I'm getting is I really keep getting shown expansion with you, ascension, expansion. And what I'm getting here is this is going to be, it something inspires you. I don't know exactly what kind of art you're doing, or if this has to do, with actual, you're doing the art, or if it's like art history or something like that. But something about this inspires you, because I keep feeling you physically doing something. And I almost want to say, like, you know, it could be possibly painting, drawing, whatever, something physical on a physical level that it really inspires you. And
okay,
I almost feel like it's supposed to be for you. Like this is something that may even lead you a little bit further than what you were even planning.
Absolutely. And that connects, Kathy, to what I said about the shift in either educational style or degree. Something's going to shift. She's showing up with a certain thing in mind. And I get that, been there. And something's going to walk in front of you and you're going to go, well, that looks fun. I can just feel that shift coming for you. And so be open. I changed my degree 5 times. 5 times.
Yeah. I truly hope that that's helped. I hope it's given you something, because I really feel like this is so, and that might be where that energy, it's like sparky energy, fiery energy, you know, that's coming through, you know, coming into May. It just feels like I'm going to get going. And it just feels like you're alive. Like all of a sudden you're just, woof, you know, your soul is like alive. I have to take a quick break. I have to run to the bathroom, guys. I've been drinking a lot of coffee. So I'm just going to put it on. Just give us like 3 minutes here. We'll be right back. When we get back, Love Teas next. Sophia, Renata, Cindy, and Luna. So we'll be right back, guys. Okay. Just give us a minute here. Actually, hang on. I got to find where I'm,
oh, the reading list is on there. How did I miss that?
Okay, we'll be right back. Hello, we're back. And you're so welcome, AYH716. I love that name. All right. So we're going to read for Love Tea now. Love Tea is actually asking about Love Tea is asking about R. He's a Taurus, and she wants to know what his thoughts and feelings are currently with the two of them.
Oh, goodness. I'm hearing the word power couple. It's almost like the two of you are very strong-willed, and we could even, I mean, he's a Taurus, so obviously he's strong-willed. So like a Taurus is the most grounded, like creator person of the three earth signs for me. That's how I view it. And I feel like maybe there's some butting heads going on, like a difference of opinion, difference of expectations, not knowing each other's love language very well. There's a lot of energy about trying to understand. And so, you know, my overall feeling feels positive and expansive, but it's almost like we've got some mental communication blocks is not the right word either. It's almost like a block is when you don't know what's there and you can't get through it. It's almost like both of you know what it is. Both of you are very aware and have said things to wit's end. And for some reason, there's like, but I'm going back to power couple. There's so much power here. And resistance. Your turn, Kathy.
So I don't know if there was some sort of conversation that you guys had, or you had expressed something in regards to maybe moving this forward a little bit, or this even could have been some sort of energy that kind of came in. You know, it's interesting because I feel like I'm not getting that R has gone or he's disappeared or that he's out of the picture at all. I do feel it's really interesting because going back to what Lucas had said earlier, at the beginning of when we were talking earlier, reset. There's a reset I feel that is going on here between you and R. I almost feel like he had to take a step back for something. And again, I don't know exactly what this has to do with. I don't know, again, if there was a conversation of some sort or if there was some sort of expression or maybe just an energy, you know, between the two of you, like you maybe wanting more or him wanting more. Yeah, I did. He decided not to respond during the conversations through I drew back my energy.
Okay. That was the right choice.
Yeah. And it was exactly the right thing to do simply because of the fact that if you, I guess, pursued it at that point, I really feel that he might. I don't want to say, like, I guess using the word.
No, you're right, Kathy. Say it.
Of it, but there is a bit of him taking advantage of that and not really setting anything in stone or not really making, you know, that commitment or whatever it is. It's you know, it's not that he doesn't want to. I do feel the energy of him wanting to. It just feels like if you had pursued it, you're kind of giving, you're kind of giving him not just an olive branch, you're giving him the whole freaking tree is what I'm saying, right? And I feel like that stepping back made him look and go, damn, okay, so now he's going through like a reset in his mind. And I feel like, you know, I do feel like it's interesting because looking at the two of your energies, he's like right around you energetically, like you're on his mind, you're, you know, he's thinking of you all the time. He's wondering, should I pick? But the only thing that's preventing him, I feel like, responding is he knows he has to come back with strength and not crap.
And you need, this is a harsh word, so please take it as you want, the source, but you also need to demand that. Like, if and when he does show back up, you need to hold that expectation. I really feel like you've said what it is you needed, and you need to own your worth. And if he tries to come back going, well, if we're going to do this and we're going to make this work, then I need to have these steps. And people screw up along the way. I mean, we all do. But, you know, making sure that expectations are in alignment.
Yes.
God, power couple. Such a power couple.
Because it really feels like the two of you, I feel like once he, I hate using this word, but it's the truth. Once he gets his shit together in his head, it's going to really set him forward. He just has to get to that place where he's got the shit going on in his head. I don't care what what he's posting social media or anything like that. I am not getting a happy energy with this man right now. Like, I feel like he's very sad inside. I feel like he's missing you. I feel like he's like, this is so weird because I don't know if you've met his family yet or not, but I'm literally seeing him put scenarios together with the family. Like, how would she do with the family? What if she was to meet this person? I don't know if he has a brother, because I almost feel like there's a brother or something, but he's literally imagining these scenarios. And so now he's got to, it's weird because I don't think ever on the show I've actually really ever said something like that. And especially in regards to it, but it feels like he's making plans, but then he stops himself and, okay, am I really ready for this? And then he doubts himself and he goes back and he goes into his own personal crap and whatever circles within his mind. But you look like you want to say something. Say something.
Yeah, there's a lot of family drama in that person. I don't know his name, but as you were talking about meeting people, I was like, there's almost a fear of letting you meet all those people because your family is kind of a reflection of all the different parts of you. And it's like, there's so much drama. And I was getting a message I wasn't 100% clear on, but almost like the parents are divorced and he's had like a bad view of what relationships are and can be. And that's a big part of his resistance, is going, I don't even know if this can work. I've seen couples I thought were perfect for each other just fall apart. And I don't want to be part of that pain. I've already gone through that pain. Like, the family drama is why is this difficult for him? It's like, I feel everything you're saying for a long time. Good. That's really good, Levity. The thing is too, like, this is something that I really struggle with sometimes when giving readings, because even if his
parents are divorced.
Yeah. Okay. Even if we had 10 psychics in a row tell you the exact same thing, and they were all like, this person's coming back to you, give it time, blah, blah, blah. Even if do not attach to the waiting for that person, because it's kind of like, I always give the image of comets, and like, here's the earth, here's a comet, it goes around, right? Comes back. Maybe eventually it comes in and stays. But if the earth could grab that comet and stop it in its path and held it, the comet's still pushing, right? They're still trying to travel. When you finally let go of the comet because you held on, that comet has now been trajected somewhere else. Anytime it is not convenient or easy to build something in, let it go. Let it go, because by holding on to it, you might push it away. And so right now, that energy of like, y'all are separating ways. There's a way of like, we're not communicating to the full best. We're doing this right now. That's okay. Let it be, because that's going to be that's what's going to let that person think and actually feel and travel their path and come back into you. But if you get needy or start getting abandonment issues, start being demanding, like, and I said demand, so I said earlier about demanding, it was such a hard word to use for you, because we can hold our expectations and go, this is all I deserve, I will take nothing less. But you also don't, like, there's a way to call forth your worthiness without coming across as, I can't live without you, I have to have it. Does that make sense? And I know it makes sense. I'm going to say instead, I hope you receive that fully, because I feel like I agree with Kathy. This is not done. There's things that are still being sorted out, but at the same time, don't you dare sit on that freaking butt, young lady. Don't you do it. You got things to do. You got your own traumas to heal from, because he wouldn't be showing up with his traumas unless you had traumas too. And so, it's about healing your divine feminine, your ability to receive love, and to understand that this man, a man, the man, who man, all the men, they're going to show up right as they're supposed to. And so, yes.
Yeah, I really do feel that. Like, I just feel like this is just so not done.
Yeah.
But he does have to get his he has to get his
Good.
ducks in a row. He's got to figure this shit out. And I do feel that he will. It may take him a little bit, but what Lucas was saying, like, do you, like, this is going to make such a big difference. Do you, and don't worry about what he's doing or when's he coming back or anything like that. Just know that there is going to be some sort of energy from him coming back. But yeah, as he was saying before too, stay in your power. This is going to be so.
Stay in your power.
Yeah, so important. I hope that's helped. I hope it's given you some clarity. Is Sophia here?
There's only 2 people watching, so we have 4 readings and 2 people waiting for reading. Of course, also Kathy, even if they had to go away, we should still read for them because they might be able to come back later and watch it on YouTube.
They do. They usually come back and watch it later. So yeah,
we can do that.
And then some people are watching off of Facebook, and we don't get the notifications for that too.
Oh, she's here.
Okay. Sophia, I just want to make sure that I have your message correctly here. Hang on a second. Or what you were wondering about. I might need it again. I'm trying to find it here. If you don't mind just writing your question one more time. I'm so sorry about that.
I'm getting a message right now for her. I'm seeing an Amazon Prime delivery man. And the energy that came in was, you've been asking for a healing. You've been telling the universe, I need this. I want to get this. Like, I'm ready to be released, healed, motivated, all this energy of igniting again. And it's on the way. You ordered it. Amazon Prime got you. It's going to be there. Like that was the message that came in. But please write your question. Please write your question.
I love that. I know that it had to just, I literally cannot find her question.
Was it up here somewhere? Oh Lord, the chat has gotten long. Oh
yeah. So,
Miguel, Sandra.
Okay. What will John's energies be towards me in April when I see him during my trip? I love that. Okay.
You never know who's going to go first.
Oh, she's like, I just placed a huge Amazon order.
Well, good.
Oh, I love it.
On its way.
Okay. That's awesome. All right. What I'm getting here. This is, I'm getting more about your energy of what it's going to be important for you to do, more so than John, because I have a feeling like John is going to behave off of how you're coming across right away. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like when you get there, when you see him, make sure that you are that you're not casual. Okay. Because I feel like you both are, it feels like you're both excited to see each other. So if you're coming off too casual or if you're coming off too clingy, both could be negative. So it almost like if he's kind of just, let's say, I'm just going to give an example. Let's say you're coming off the plane and he's standing there. Give him a great big hug. Damn it. Why not? Don't wait for him to grab you. You do it. You give a hug. But at the same time, let him sort of dictate how things are going. But I feel like it's going to be really important that you're you. And I don't know why I keep feeling this, but like, don't be in a place that you're blocking your energy for fear or for worry, or, he didn't grab my hand, or he didn't do this. Like, don't get into that place of analyzing his every movement, because I really am getting here. Like, you both are really excited to spend this time, but I don't know if you ever watch it. Like like sometimes you'll watch TV and 2 people are so excited to see each other that they're like, okay, yeah, hey, how's it going? Here's my hand. Yeah, high five, dude. Oh. That's what I keep getting. And you can't be in that energy. Like, you've got to be in this energy of being you. If you're excited to see him, give him a hug. But at the same time, you know, you don't want to come off as like, we have to spend every waking hour, every waking minute together, that sort of thing. I feel like don't dictate your trip off of what he's doing or how he's like, because it feels like he's almost in some degree nervous as you. Like you guys both want this to happen. And that's what I keep getting.
So something I picked up too, Kathy, while you were talking, because you were talking about like them not being sure how to react to each other. And I always like to say when I'm 100% clear with the message that came in, but the message that came in was like almost like both of you had been married before and you had both made huge commitments. And like in those commitments, whether it was marriage or a serious long-term relationship, there were these energies that showed up where you both were creating futures with that past partner. And when that relationship dissolved, it almost like crushed your spirit. And now that childlike innocence of exploring romance and it being fun and not having expectations, letting it happen, that's almost kind of dead right now. And you're both timid about how to respond because the last time you did it, it didn't work out and it worked out nasty at the end. It was almost like terrible, tragic endings. And that's the timidness right there. And you know, the answer for that one is always maybe that healing I was talking about is being emotionally vulnerable again, like being okay with being vulnerable in front of somebody. And, you know, I like to tell people when you're afraid of how to put your energy, go minute by minute, you know, put your energy out for a minute and then just watch theirs for a minute and then new energy from you. Yeah. Back and forth. Don't try to just, I'm going to be this the whole time. Like let each moment unfold and make them short time periods. And then as you get comfortable, you notice that your 3 minutes you've been doing this consistently is still working. I'm going to do this for 5 or 10 minutes and kind of building up your vulnerability with how you're expressing your energy. And I want to know, were you both married? Just to see, because I like to have affirmations if that was right in my head. Because sometimes the words come in and my tongue gets, you know, says things and I'm like, I'm feeling this, but I'm not 100 on it. Like, I feel like both of you are married, especially if not him. Like, it feels like there was a huge, very committed relationship, even there possibly being like kids in one of them. Like there's kind of a big web here. It's not just like two little people are in college and they've never had a relationship before and we're so excited, blah, blah. No, there's trauma. There's trauma to process on both sides. Are you there, Sophia?
I'm not sure. There might be a delay too, a few seconds delay.
And so
she probably commented now.
Okay, they weren't. Okay, it meant just serious relationships then. Interesting. I would be interested for you to ask him if he's ever wanted to marry a previous partner. Have you ever been so committed that you thought about marriage? Because it feels very serious. That's why I said marriage or serious long-term, like that energy was there. And I'd be interested to see if he has thought about being married before. If not, you too. But I feel that it was always more on him. There was always more energy on him going through. He is my work husband though. 8 years. Okay. Right after the breakup too. Okay. Yeah. The hardest part, this is a random piece of just wisdom. The hardest part of meeting someone relatively quick, we'll put Oxford quotes around it, after like a breakup and then being there while you're breaking up with the other person, is sometimes the energy from most times, the energy from that relationship, it bleeds into the new relationship. And that could also be what's causing hesitations. He had an extra 3 years, 20 years, his senior. Oh, interesting. I'm getting a lot of messages about him right now. A million messages just flew in just by those simple facts. Okay. So this is also something I want you to take in too. He likes strong female energy. He appreciates strong women. So remember that. Can we get this person out, please? He literally has every foul word possible. How do you get rid of that person?
Here, hang on a second.
That is literally whoever you are. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate your energy and your willingness to express yourself, but we would like you to now leave, please. Your energy is not welcome here. Bye. Bye, Felicia. What a beautiful ending, though. Thank you so much for coming. You see, guys, what I did? Took the negativity. I was like, we are grateful that you showed up. Yes, we're now going to ask you to leave, sir. Bouncer, take him out.
Yeah, he's been blocked. Okay, I think so.
Um,
I think all the messages are gone too. Yeah, looks like it. Okay.
Yeah, and man, oh, Sophia, we could go in forever with this energy with him, but it's honestly not our place to really dig too much deeper with him. I'm already feel like I'm getting a little deeper than it's probably appropriate because he's not in the room. I feel like I'm kind of gossiping a little bit now. But he definitely, there's a lot of wounded feminine energy in him. I'm getting things about the relationship with the mom and that not being the most stable, almost like bipolar, kind of like one minute it's great, next minute it's not. And that fear of really committing to someone who's not going to bite his head off today and then tell him how perfect he is tomorrow. That fear is there. And being aware of that fear, I think would kind of help you navigate some of the water. What a great analogy. Navigate some of the water that you're experiencing with him. So I think you're going to hit points of like super high waves with a beautiful sunset, and it's going to suck down to like this vortex hole. It's sucking into the glass, and all of a sudden you're in a submarine. Like, girl, if you want to catch this fish, you better have snorkeling gear. You better got some oxygen tanks on you, multiple vessels. You better get backup team. You got, the Coast Guard on speed dial. Like, get ready because there's a lot to navigate here. A lot to navigate.
There is, and that's why I feel like the honesty, the openness is really the vulnerability. The vulnerability is going to make such a difference. I just keep getting like you both are so excited to see each other, just so excited to see each other. But again, you don't want to be in that place where it's almost like too excited, where you have higher expectations. And it doesn't mean that you should not have your expectations high. You just don't want to present them in full physical mode. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't jump into a hot tub that's 120 degrees. You start in the 102 hot tub and warm up for sure.
Yeah. I kind of feel like this is going to bring this trip is going to bring you guys to a whole new level of
reset.
Yeah. Whole new level of that work husband energy. And I really like it. I like it. Again, just, go like with even when you get home, it feels like, don't, it kind of has that energy of like, if you were to get off the plane, it'll be like, okay, he should be contacting me right now. You know what I mean? But just like I'm saying, it's like, just don't be disappointed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't put the energy there. Like, you guys are good. You guys are going to be good. This is going to elevate things. Just take it slow, kind of be cool. You be the cool person, he'll be presenting more. I really like this energy.
Me too. This is kind of a side comment there's 3 readings that people could take this in with. My grandma tells me all the time that men are biologically programmed to chase, hunt, and gather the things they want. And that the number one thing a woman can let a man do is catch her. Let him catch you. Because they're biologically programmed that way. They have their own mental, energetic, emotional, issues with blah, blah, but let him chase you. Like, let him chase you and let him keep the energy rolling, and you can kind of just flow and be that divine feminine receptive energy. And kind of I'm seeing the moon right now, which in my mind means reflecting energy, right? The moon reflects the sun. And in metaphysics, the sun represents masculine, moon represents feminine. And be in your feminine energy. Be in that ability to receive everything he's going to give you and then amplify it. Let him give you love and affection and then give it back more. And not like more like smother, like Kathy said, don't smother him, but be in that divine feminine energy for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we've got Renata coming in. So with Renata, I'm just going to hang on a second. Did I?
Kathy, this is so much fun.
Isn't it? See, I told you.
Thank you so much for letting me have this opportunity, because honestly, like, I was worried about doing readings for 2 hours straight. I was like, I can't handle this. Like, I'm going to get overwhelmed. But being able to go back and forth with you and being able to like pass the torch. Oh, she's running right now. I can just sit and watch. Like, that really keeps my energy in a good place.
Yeah, and like we've just got the best people that watch the show. Like we really do. We just have such amazing people that come on, and you know, I actually really, you know, it's funny. I'm one of those people that I'm like, you know, when I know that I'm doing a show, I'm kind of throughout the day, I might be like, I gotta get ready because then I have to take my pajamas off or whatever.
I was there a few times today. I got nervous and I was like, do I like, because you know, like not demonic energy, but whatever the word is you want to use in your brain that came in and was like, are you sure you want to do this, Luckez? Are you sure? Like, she'd be fine if you canceled.
That's like inner demon kind of talk,
yeah,
right?
Like I'm like, I need to step out of my comfort zone. Like I told you, I've collaborated a lot with a lot of people in dance and music and art. And so, but not as a psychic, I have not collaborated before. So it was like brand new territory today for me. And this is awesome. I love it.
I honestly, I do. I love doing it. And you know what, it really, when you're connecting with people, and also when you're on the same page as the other psychic, it's just like, damn, you know what I mean? It's like that.
We're affirming to each other what we're thinking.
Right. Yeah.
Once we start affirming to each other, because like anyone listening, guys, right now, Kathy and I are in a relationship right now. We're relating to each other and we're feeding each other more energy and building it and amplifying it. And it makes the messages come in clearer. It makes them come in with more intention and more oomph. And so, God, Kathy, this is freaking awesome. Oh God, my third eye is like so big.
So what the hell is going on with my thing here?
Mine was shaking for a minute.
Yeah, mine is shaking right now too, and I don't know what the hell is going on.
Like scroll the opposite way and it'll go away.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why that's happening.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comment section. I feel like I'm having a seizure or something like that.
Seizure. Those are called downloads, everybody.
So with Renata, she's asking about Chris. What is with these Taurus men, guys? I don't know. All of these Tauruses are coming.
Guys out.
Huh?
I'm a Taurus, so I hope I'm helping everyone out dealing with their Taurus.
Like, holy man.
I'm thinking of this with Chris.
Oh, okay, I'm just gonna, do you want me to read the rest of it or do you want to just go? Yeah,
let me say it's like 2 sentences.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like he's having a hard time speaking his heart. Like having feelings, and he doesn't really know how to interpret his feelings into words. And there's almost a sense of pressure of wanting to hear him say certain things when he just don't know how. And so you're going to be the teacher in this relationship when it comes to how to communicate love, and not just like with words, but with actions and with gifts, and with like you're going to be part of the programming for him. And so that's why I got my first thing. But go ahead, finish the question. Okay, big time.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, and she's already confirming. So basically, her and Chris, she's asking about Chris. He's a Taurus. He did message her a few days ago. I love the fact that, because I had told you, I knew he was going to come back. I told you this, honey. But he did message her about 4 days ago. She says that he seems happy and excited almost. But she was sort of feisty, or she's feeling kind of feisty because she doesn't know if things are going to change. And should I be nicer to him, or should I kind of hang on to that feisty type of energy?
Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm going to circle back to what I told one of the readings earlier. You have to be really clear when it comes to expressing what you need in a relationship. You have to be really clear, and you really need to sit down with a piece of paper and outline who you are and what you need. So the feistiness in that, yes. She was reading whatever Kathy read just now, there was something about almost like holding a bit of a grudge. There's a grudge in the room, he was an a-hole a little bit back, and I don't want to deal with that again. And I'll tell you something right now, Renata. When people show you their quote unquote flaws, you're gonna see them again. I mean, they're human. Even if someone heals, if you have a 20-year relationship with them, you're gonna see that flaw show up in different ways because it's part of their makeup. And so, part of him being that. Yes, Kathy. Part of him being that, I'm not sure what the word you want to use to describe how he was treating you, but it's going to be something that you're going to have to work through with him. And so be open to that.
I really am getting, and he does have a girlfriend, by the way, who he does live with at the moment. So what I'm really, yeah, I know. I do feel, okay, so I do feel that you cannot allow yourself to, and I think we actually had talked about this at one point, Renata, I could be wrong, but the energy that I'm getting here is it's going to be really important to not allow yourself to get into that energy of where you're the amusement, at the moment. So like Luckez was saying, is that it's going to be very, you don't need to be a bitch. Absolutely not. Be nice, be friendly, have fun with him when do not message him, let him come to you. Is going to be so important. But sort of be in that energy of like when he does message, yeah, sure, don't respond right away. I'm just that's gonna, you know what I mean? Take your time. Or if you're not busy and you want to respond, go ahead. But don't go running to the phone to respond is basically what I'm saying. But I'm really like, there needs to be a little bit of fear from him. There needs to be a little bit of fear from this guy. I do not feel that he is, whatever he's presenting, he ain't there. Because if he was there, he wouldn't be messaging you. So, he can tell you that he's, happy all he wants. And he can tell you that he's, tap dancing every fucking night. But the bottom line is, why is he reaching out? Right. So that's going to be, and that's where you have to really be clear. As Luckez was saying, you have to be really clear, but not right away, but as this gets more, which it's going to become more, there's going to be more conversations, but you do not want to get into the place where you are, the second fiddle, right? You don't want to get that back there again. Because I would actually, if the opportunity for a date with somebody else comes up, bloody take it and let them know. But don't fake it. And that, I feel like a lot of people, they try to portray or try to make other people jealous on purpose. And I think that's such a huge mistake. I think that is the worst thing somebody can do. It's so lying, and people freaking know that I'm sorry, but it is so 20-year-old bullshit to see somebody with a beer and they're like kissing their friend and then kissy faces. Woo, like fuck off. You look like a 12-year-old, okay, in the bar. I'm sorry, but you do. You look like some sort of drunk sleaze bag that's hanging off of whatever chair you could find in the bar. So and then they're like trying to make somebody jealous, or they're like, oh, this is my new boyfriend who I just found on the street corner a minute ago. Look at that. I gotta, you don't want to purpose. And I know you wouldn't, Renata, because I know who you are and I know you're not like that.
No, don't do that. Don't respond.
No, I wouldn't post a date on a pic of a date. I would not do that. Because that's just low. But if he says, what did you do last night? I went out. I had dinner. I went to a movie. You don't need to tell him and who with.
Were y'all together at some point, Renata? Were y'all together in both bed?
They were.
Okay.
But I do feel honesty, but at the same degree, you're not doing it to make him jealous. If he says, what did you do last night? I went to a movie. If he says, with who? Blow Joe asshole, whatever his name is, but here's the thing, is that that's all you have to say. You be honest, but you don't make stuff up. And I feel like a lot of people go out of their way to make stuff up. You're being honest, right? So I do, if you went with your girlfriends, you say, I went with my friends, He's like,
okay,
I love it.
So, okay, I'm going to preface this by saying I've already given this message, I think, 3 different times tonight, but I want to give a little bit of a 30-second story before I give the message one more time. Okay. My grandmother met my grandfather when he was still married. He was still in a marriage. They were separated. They were living in the same house, but separate bedrooms. He's completely separated. She didn't find out till like months in that he even was still married. And she told me the whole time, and I said this in multiple different people to different things, she goes, I never once chased him. I never once tried to feel jealous about about his past relationship. I never once acted like I would not be okay if he never came back, because I knew at any moment he might not settle for this current energy and go back to what he's doing. That triangle you're talking about, like that, and really for you, it's two triangles, because there's you and him, and then there's you and the other person, and him and his other person. It's so hard and complicated to work through the energy. And I can tell right now that you guys are in a bit of a war. There's almost like there's a competition going on of like, who's the happiest? Now that we're not together, who's actually the happiest? And I worry that sometimes, not worry, no, I'm gonna hold it. I don't like using that word, but I'm gonna hold it. I worry that sometimes he calls to make you jealous, and that he has a fear behind that jealousy he's creating that you're happier than he is. And that energy is completely and totally toxic. It's narcissistic. There's energy there. And the thing is, it's not, I love everyone equally. It's not just him. You're both in this competition for attention. And while I stand by what I said at the beginning about communication, it's also communicating to yourself about what am I worthy of? What am I willing to let someone treat me as? How long am I willing to wait for this person to get it together and realize that I'm the one for them? That energy, never say never unless you're willing to say it twice and forever, but that energy rarely ever works out as we want it to, because we're working with jealousy, resentment, grudges, condemnation. There's so much energy going around, and there's more energy there that's complicated than simple and free flowing. My message all night is, if it's really complicated and hard to start, that's God telling you this is not the right time to be pursuing this relationship, because something about you and him is not in alignment to actually come together. And if you're trying to force alignment, God's going to slap you across the face. Like, let it just happen. Let it just happen.
I don't know if this is the first time that they've talked for in the last few months or not. I believe it may be, but I do feel that, he is coming around to see if you're still there, if you're still emotionally available for him. But I do feel that this is going to take a little bit of work if you want him away from where he is, because he isn't happy. He hasn't been happy since the day that they moved in together, and that was very pushed, that was a very forced energy that he of him having to move in with this person, or them moving in together. But I'm really getting here that it is, but if here's the thing, if there's nothing to create a disturbance within that energy, he won't have to rush to get out of it. And so what I'm getting with this is that it's going to be super important that you literally, like, it's kind of like we had said before, live your life. And if he messages and you're out on a date, maybe you're out with friends, whatever, that's cool. Do it. Like, you know what I mean? And if I'm just going to give an example. Let's say you go out, you are on a date, and he messages, do not respond. Yeah, go ahead. Do not respond while you're on the date, obviously. But if he was to say the next day, where were you? I was on a date. I went out. I went to a movie. I was, it's about being honest. I feel like he needs to have that energy, that possibility of losing you. Okay. But that doesn't mean to be in a negative place or a negative mindset or a negative, frame of mind with him. I feel like just do you, and let him figure it out on his end is what I keep getting. So I hope that helps, because I feel like the more that this exchange, I guess, happens for the two of you, you're going to see a lot of changes, but it is going to be really important for you to be in that place of, until you're ready to move, or you're ready to leave and actually, step into my life in a full-time way, then this half-time shit ain't going to work.
Amen.
And that I feel like that's going to be really important. Mimi Blue Music. I'm sorry. We actually did close the reading list for tonight, but do join us next week. Normally it's on Wednesdays at 6:00 p.m. We might even do some more shows, maybe with Luckez here too, if he's willing.
I'm into it.
But yeah, so do join us again. Make sure that you are click the notification button, because that will tell you when we're about to go online. You will get the notifications. Thank you so much for watching. We truly appreciate it. Should I tell him straight to his face what you just said? Not right now. Well, yes, but not right now. We're both like, yeah.
Absolutely, but at the right time.
When it comes time for that,
you're emotionally fueled right now, Renata. You're having a lot of feelings. There's frustration in the room, and frustration can lead to explosion. And it can make us express ourselves a little too fiercely. You don't want to come out like a panther in the jungle. You want to let him pet you first before you go and release truth. There was something that came in, because I feel like the last thing I said to her was very strong and heavy, kind of like, watch out, beware. And there was something positive that came in when you were talking, and I can't remember what it is now. But just know, the energy I gave you about kind of was the be wary of how you're walking and taking steps, which she also said, take your time. As you're doing that, just make sure you're staying grounded in the opportunities around you more than the opportunities that are not right in front of you. Kids love eating cookies right before dinner.
I don't feel there's any need to rush to tell him. Just wait. And like Luke said, when he tries to pet you, that's where, or if he's like, hey, why don't I come over and hang out and we'll just watch a movie? And yeah, you know what, dude, you've got a couch at your house with the wife.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, not that you need to say that, but you know what I'm getting at. Like, you don't need to be the second fiddle, right? You don't need to.
I think she's going to have the opportunity to do it like in person, live, face to face. It feels like it's going to be a phone conversation. It feels like the first time y'all kind of release that truth, it's going to be over the phone, because right now, I don't think either one of you are comfortable enough, especially him being face to face, because he's involved and he doesn't want to become like, the cheater looking around, talking to the ex-girlfriend. Like he's already feeling guilt about that. And so in person, face to face, that's hugely risky. And like she said earlier, Kathy, he needs to sort himself out first. He needs to come to you fully aware of what his intentions and plans are, not halfway. Halfway is never acceptable. Like that's
absolutely
not ever.
So I hope that's helped, honey. I hope that gave you some clarity. We have Cindy. So Cindy's question is very, very quick.
Okay.
She just wants to know if there's going to be a baby this year for her.
There have been problems conceiving, right?
It's delivery. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, not conceiving. It's more the halfway through. Like there's been
holding the conception.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God. Oh, I'm getting really, really hit. I'm seeing lots of visions right now. Oh my God. And you've even been picking out names before when you were losing some. Okay. Oh, Kathy, this is a topic that always gets me going, because my mom had 2 abortions. My fiance, his mother lost a child before him at like 8.5 months. So this is a very emotionally triggered topic for me. You go first, Kathy. I'm not sure I'm getting an answer because I never know how to respond. So I want to say certain things. I'm not sure that's actually the truth, or if it's that's my ego stepping in to give.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to just say, hey guys that are watching from Facebook, or, even if you just joined the show, we did close the reading list for tonight, or the readings for tonight. Do join us again next week, and, we can do a reading free then. Make sure that you go to the Oracle Intuitions YouTube page, click subscribe, click the notifications. Guys, it really helps if you also like the video tonight, because that puts us up there on the algorithm.
Yes.
Also, too, just before we, continue on, I do have all of the weekly readings except for the fire signs. They're coming out tonight, so they will be posted tonight later on. And make sure you guys watch them. You know what really, really helps is if you guys watch them and click like, because that boosts the algorithm. It gets me out, further onto YouTube where we can do more of these readings. It really helps. It really helps the channel. So we truly appreciate that if you can do that. Also, Luckez, what are your, where can people reach you if they want to have a reading with you?
Oh, if they want to read specifically, okay, well, where to even go?
Or if they want to watch your YouTube channels. I do believe I posted the YouTube channels in my, in the description box below. So you can contact them there.
Yeah, I have 2 YouTube channels that I gave to Kathy. One of them is brand new. I have 7 YouTube channels. So long story. I have a lot of different types of jobs, and they all have YouTube. I have one called Your 5D Journey, which we talked about earlier, the 5D consciousness, Your 5D Journey. And I'm working on getting it consistent enough where it's like a daily wake up, like a 5 to 10 minute video that's like a start of the day. Let's focus on this, kind of like going to church and focus on this all week, kind of like that. The other one is Our, O-U-R, you and I, Our 6D Journey. And that relationship has been on pause. That channel's been on pause for a little bit. But there's a lot of stuff there to go through. If you want to reach out to me for a reading specifically, like, I guess my email is silver11gateway@gmail.com. That's a great way to reach me. You can, did I spell? I'm changing the spelling.
Into the chat too, and we can post it.
I can't comment on the chat. I never logged in or signed up.
Oh, okay.
So
is it Silver?
Silver, 11 gateway@gmail.com. I do readings Monday through Friday from 8 in the morning until 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I take readings during that time. I also do energy work. What's that word for not in person? Distant healing. I also do that. But I mean, a lot of it, if you're wanting to kind of figure out who I am and how I guide readings, because I have a very specific set of belief systems and how I work with readings, and I've said a lot of those truths tonight. But my YouTube channels definitely outline how I believe relationships should be run and how things should kind of flow. But I would gladly receive a reading for anybody that wants to, get one-to-one. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Totally and great. If you guys want to contact me for a personal reading, go to oracleintuition.com. All of my readings are live. So I do have a couple of recorded readings that I will do for people. But most of my readings are live, so they would be a one-on-one session, kind of like as if I was talking to Luckez here and doing a reading for him. It would be exactly like that. So we do most of my, they're all mostly all video calls, unless you prefer just a phone call. That's perfectly fine. And also, if you guys do want to reach Brandon, you can reach him at thedreamteacher.com, and all of his things are on there. So okay. So Cindy. Looking into Cindy, I feel like first, I really feel the healing needs to happen first. Now, before I say, I don't know if you're pregnant now or anything like that. I don't feel that, but, I just feel like the healing needs to happen. There is a very good possibility of, I don't know if a baby would appear this year. Okay. But there could be the start of one coming through again, unless you're, unless you're currently pregnant. But I don't look into people's, whether they're pregnant or not pregnant. That's just not something that I do. So if you are pregnant, you can let me know. But I feel more towards the end of the year, there is a possibility of a pregnancy happening again. If you're not, because I keep feeling like close to the end of the year, something happening, something switching, something becoming stronger. And I feel like I want to say like October, November. It really feels like to take the next few months, especially throughout the summer. I'm getting healing. And I feel like even doing some chakra healing,
Yes,
especially
that's
within
familiar.
the solar plexus and the sacral chakra and even the root chakra, because this will help strengthen the uterus, right? And that is going to make a huge difference as well. It just feels like there needs to be some sort of healing that happens first, is what I keep getting.
I have a little bit to tag on that. I work with a 9 chakra system. And I think when I say this to Kathy, she's gonna go, oh, that makes perfect sense. We have 7, red to purple, right? Yeah. My first chakra I think about is actually the one below red. It's a big brown chakra, almost like those bouncy balls that you have like for gyms. You can like work your abs. That brown chakra is really important for delivering, because you're delivering through your chakra system into the earth. It's delivering something to Mother Nature, right? And then I have this book. It's called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. I don't know if you've heard it before, but I wanted to read to you. It has ailments along with the probable cause and then the affirmation for it. And so I want to give that to you, Cindy. It says that for miscarriages, there's a fear of the future, not now, but later, inappropriate timing. And one of the things that came up for me is almost like there's this fear of motherhood, of not knowing what kind of mother you're going to be, almost like you went through some of your own traumas with your mother, and there were some like negative energies that are not resolved and healed yet inside of you, and afraid that you're going to carry that energy on as a mother, saying, I'm not going to do it, but that energy still being there of what if I do it. The affirmation is divine right action is always taking place in my life. I'm going to say it again. Divine right action is always taking place in my life. I love and approve of myself. All is well. And that was the connection. And I feel that when Kathy was talking, I kept getting that fear. Like there was a fear coming up about motherhood and just all these questions and all of these uncertainties. And any mother would tell you, Cindy, I don't know, because I'm not a parent. I raise cats though. Anytime you're becoming a parent, that fear almost never goes away of what could happen, who you're going to be, what they're going to be. Even if you instill this beautiful lesson and you give them the perfect childhood, which isn't real, right? There's still going to be flaws to it. And it's about really moving through acceptance. And I think for you, it's about really getting a hold of your willpower and saying to yourself, I know that every part of my motherhood journey is perfectly aligned. Everything's perfectly, and even right now with all the losses you've had, those are perfectly aligned to you. Every loss you had brought almost like a deeper sense of grief. You were spiraling down I'm seeing a slide right now, and you're like reaching for the bottom. And when you finally get to the bottom and realize that there's no more slide, you're going to look over and see a ladder, and you're going to start climbing that ladder up. And all of a sudden you're going to be feeling strong and capable, and just trust in your own divine self. Like your soul path knows exactly what's going on. This is a beautiful journey for you, and own that. Tell yourself every day, this is beautiful. I am a beautiful mother. I am ready to receive. Lots of affirmation work. Like she said, work on the healing to allow it to come through. Brown chakra.
Yeah, I really do feel like there is a very good opportunity here coming through. I love exactly what Luckez said. I mean, that was absolutely perfect. And just work on the
inner journey.
Yeah, it's going to make such a difference. So lastly, we have Luna, Eliza, and she is asking, what is in store for me for the next couple of months? So kind of general, but that's okay.
I'm back to what I said earlier about the 4 stages of learning. We're going to connect this in, we promise. And the 4th stage that I mentioned was expression. I feel like you're about to go into super manifestation mode, where you're constantly putting out energy, very masculine based energy. Although I told William earlier of like A plus B plus C equals D, you're becoming very aware of how to use your gifts and how to use your not only your talents, but your personality to your benefit. There's lots of, I'm hearing the word magic coming up. Things are just going to start aligning for you. And you're going to be going, how is this even happening? I wasn't even planning this. I mean, it was kind of like a side thought one time 6 weeks ago, and poof, it's right in front of me right now. Summer is going to be huge for you. I feel like spring, you're still in that acclimation period I mentioned, where you're still kind of, what's my next move? What do I know? How do I trust myself? But it's about to explode. I really do. I feel explosion for you.
I really feel the manifestations coming in, but you know, it's really interesting because when I'm looking at Eliza's energy, don't laugh, Eliza. I really feel like I almost want to say a superhero or Wonder Woman or
yes. Yes. Oh my God.
I really feel this energy from you. It's like you're ready to take on the challenge, but you're not even really looking at it as a challenge. It's like you're ready to you know, if you imagine, you know, Wonder Woman, you know, she doesn't sit there and she's not like analyzing everything. She's just all like, oh, you're throwing a bullet at me? Pooh. Throwing a bullet at me? Pooh. 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 Like, she's got it on. And that's exactly this energy that I feel like from you. So you're almost like, to some degree, it feels like, yeah, bring it on, because I'm not scared. But, you know, I mean, not ridiculously bring it on, obviously, right? But it just feels like you're in this place of your own. Like, I'm literally seeing, like, if Wonder Woman could fly, or if Wonder Woman had like a jetpack, you know, and going above the ground with this, like, this fire energy that's coming from your feet, like, boom, like Wonder Woman's flying like this. This is the energy that I keep seeing from you. So I don't know exactly if you have something planned, or maybe perhaps you're, you know, stepping into like a business, or you're stepping into, you know, a new adventure of some sort or whatever. But it really feels like you are in your strength. I almost, you know, it's funny going back to, you know, the superhero kind of, you know, like, you know, when you watch the superhero movies, unless they're born like Superman with all the super strength, like, you know, if you look at Spider-Man, you know, he gets bit by the spider, but he has to go through the journey of discovering exactly how his powers are all there. That's what I keep feeling. So it's not like you're just all of a sudden born with like superhuman strength and the, you know, whatever. You're learning now how much power, and going into what you had said about the manifestations. I love that, because you're learning now how much power you have. And this is not only with manifestations, but it's almost like a controlling of the elements around you to some degree. Did you get that?
Well, okay, so this is what I've been wanting to say for like 3 minutes straight. Luna, you are highly, highly psychic. Your high priestess energy is like through the roof. And something that I think a lot of people forget is that as much as we can receive psychic information, we can also send psychic information out. And I think that one of your powers, I was seeing like Professor Charles Xavier in X-Men can both read thoughts, he can control people's thoughts, he can make people do things. And Dr. Jean Grey is also like that. And I think that you are about to use your third eye as more of a projector and less as a receiver. And that's something that because I think you felt overwhelmed a lot by reflecting people's energy. I mean, for Christ's sake, your name means moon, you know? And so, but I think that energy is also present in you, and it's time to take that silver, divine, feminine energy, and it's time to focus it outward in a masculine way. Start asserting the energy. And at the same time, I want to come in and put a disclosure. I'm not saying you should go and manipulate people and put thoughts in their heads. It's going to be so much fun, like take control, get all those men. I'm not saying that, but it's more one of those things where not feeling the need to express outside as much, just think it. That's the beauty of divine feminine energy. Is divine feminine energy goes, I know I'm worthy of this. I know I can create this. And just by the thought and power of that intention, poof, it shows up. You don't have to do the work. It's just, the work is inside only. And so for you, you're about to turn on, girl. Like I'm seeing the Phoenix from X-Men when she turns into the Phoenix and like goes in the water and disappears for like 2 whole movies and comes back and gets a little crazy for a while and goes a little nuts. That's okay, girl. Own it. You own your crazy, because right now that's part of your journey to discover how powerful you are. I think that you question your power because you feel overwhelmed by all the energy you receive. So now that you've received everything and you've gone through the absorption phase and you're now acclimating, go into expression mode and start expressing that energy because you have power. I'm scared a little bit. I'm shaking in my pants right now. Good for you, girl. You own that power.
Yeah, I do. I really feel like the next few months are going to be the learning, learning, you know, the integration of all of that, from the spider bite, full blown on Spider-Man type of, you know, energy. I watch way too much Marvel movies, I tell you, but
hey, I'm into it. That to me is reality. That's reality. This is not real.
I'm such a Marvel fan, but yeah, so you know, I truly hope that that's helped, Eliza, because this is what we feel like the next few months is going to be for you, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be you know, discovering your gifts, discovering everything about you. So guys, I just want to say thank you to everybody for watching. Yes. Again, if you want to you know, if you want to get a hold of Luckez, you can at silver11gateway@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of Brandon, you can contact him at thedreamteacher.com. And if you would like a reading with me, contact me at oracleintuitions.com. Please make sure that you guys have clicked like, click the notifications, watch the weekly reading videos, because I did it for you guys. You guys were asking for them, so it
was a good one this week, guys. It was good. That's how Kathy and I reconnected. I stumbled across her Taurus one. I was like, Kathy, it's like you were speaking directly to me. Is that because I'm so open or because you're so good? I'm not sure, but thank you.
Awesome. So you guys take care. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you very soon. Have a good one, guys.
Peace be with you.